So, more news out of Ubisoft. It seems Ubisoft is restructuring and expanding its editorial team in an effort to add more variety and flexibility to its game portfolio. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another video. And this is a little bit of news that we got yesterday. Apparently, Ubisoft is still suffering the repercussions of the Division 2 and Ghost Recon Breakpoint abysmal sales, especially Breakpoint, I think, being the exclamation point at the end of the sentence of pitiful sales. It seems that they are really trying to either shake things up or show to the public that they're shaking things up. We're yet to see with these new releases that will come in 2020. We'll really see what Ubisoft is doing. But basically, there are reports that the Paris-based advisory group of the designers and producers will continue to be headed by Ubisoft Chief Creative Officer Serge Hascoët, and the current roster of VPs alongside newcomers, with existing VP Thomas Francois is working alongside Child of Light Patrick Plord and Splinter Cell's Maxime Belland. Excuse me if I butchered all your French names. So these VPs will be giving more autonomy, including being assigned individual franchises to lead. They will also be given the ability to make decisions independent of Hascoët, who will be taking a broader view of the team and its mission going forward. So now, hopefully this is good news. There were just too many people designing the same shit, or too few people designing the same shit. It seems like this editorial team had their hands in every game. There's just too many people really washing and repeating the things that they were coming up with and creating for all their games. And I think that's why every game, we see the zombie bullshit in every game. We're seeing the looter shooter bullshit in it. Well, not looter shooter, but these RPG mechanics that end up being stat-based gear and weapons and things like that, where they went with like Assassin's Creed and Ghost Recon and The Division, etc. So maybe this is good news that they're trying to do this. The team will also expand and will report to giving more presence outside of the Paris headquarters. They're reinforcing the editorial team to be more agile and better accompany their development around the world that they create at the best gaming experiences for players. So these changes are part of an effort to better distinguish Ubisoft's games and their franchises from one another. While previously games would be assigned to at least one lead designer, one line designer, and one line producer, these leaders would all answer to this one person, Hascoët. In the previous system that the editorial had, there were often the ideas of just one or two people getting put into every game, said the anonymous source to VGC. That's why you tend to see such similarity, because it's the same taste and opinion being replicated. So here we go. This is what I want to know. Who were these people pushing this shit into every game? Have you no imagination outside of what you enjoy? It's like, if you enjoy Zelda games, you don't make every game like Zelda. If you enjoy Division games, you don't make every game like the Division. These people, whoever this is, I'm not saying they deserve to be fired, but boy, they need to be restricted with their role in creating these games and these ideas moving forward, because they butchered Ubisoft's lineup this past year. Oh man, additionally, it was reported that at least one title being developed at Ubisoft Montreal that was very far in development has been canceled as a part of shifts in Ubisoft's production strategy. So they had a game being developed at Ubisoft Montreal that was very far in development, and it was canceled. I'm not going to speculate if it was a Splinter Cell, if it was a new IP, if they reworked, I don't know. But could you believe having a game far in development and just canceling it? Imagine they try to do to Splinter Cell what they did with Ghost Recon. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh man. Several other in-title progress titles have reportedly been reworked in line with the goal of making titles stand out more. In October of last year, Ubisoft announced that it would dramatically be changing plans for the current fiscal year. We spoke about this when Breakpoint launched and really failed bad. So they're dramatically changing plans for Gods and Monsters, Rainbow Six Quarantine, Watch Dogs, Legion in the next fiscal year. So Guillemot at the time said the games needed more development time and that the move was part of a long-term strategy of sustainability. He also noted at the time that both Ghost Recon Breakpoint and Tom Clancy's The Division 2 had not met the company's sales expectations, yada, yada, yada. So what does everybody think about this? Could Breakpoint be the, what's the saying, like, not the hero we wanted, but the hero we needed? Did the Division and Breakpoint need to be the back-to-back 1-2 combo to knock Ubisoft on their ass to make them realize the power they gave these people, whoever was putting their ideas into each and every game? Shame on you. You guys are creative duds. See, this is why for those out there who want to enter this industry, for those out there who think that they might not be good enough to do something, for those out there that maybe they're a little older and they don't want to go back to school or whatever the excuse, ladies and gentlemen, I know the majority of the time it's not what you know, it's who you know, but rest assured, you can hold your head high and walk into studios like this knowing that you're good enough to get a job here. Okay, because these people, they're not genius programmers, they're not great artists, they're just some Joe Schmo sitting way up here saying, this is what I want. They're playing the puppeteer. I want this in the game, I want this in the game, make this happen, and you know what? Their ideas suck. And yes, I will say that. Their ideas suck. They ruined Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They completely demolished any momentum that Wildlands had given the franchise, being that the last game before that, which was Future Soldier, came out 5 years prior. I mean, these people, whoever they are, whether it's one person, two person, they really hurt this IP. They hurt this franchise, and it's gonna take a lot to have it recover from this point moving forward. And I just don't understand how in previous system that editorial had, there were often ideas of just one or two people getting put into every game. Like, I want to know who these one or two people are. I want to know how this got okayed. Whose niece or nephew or grandkid were these people? Like, how did they get so much juice? How were they so juiced into this company that it was allowed to take their ideas and put them into every franchise like it was a good idea? Like, the minute they saw the Division didn't live up to the hype, and the Division was the looter shooter game of Ubisoft's catalog, that was the looter shooter to the game that they wanted, that they had. And that they let those mechanics trickle into Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's baffling. It's baffling that that was allowed. The Division came out when? March? So they had April, May, June, July, August, September, October. They had 7 months, as well as OTT 1 and 2 with people telling them that their direction was wrong. They had all that time to really say, yo, this is bad. We can't do this because the Division didn't even sell that well. So why are we going to put all this shit in Ghost Recon? We know Ghost Recon people don't want this shit. Like I said, I'm not calling for people to be fired, but these people should be fired. Straight up. When you're this bad at your job, you don't deserve your job. And hell yeah, I will pat myself on the back, raise my chin up and say, I can do a better job than you. Okay? I'm sitting here in my house in a little screen talking to people, and they're probably like, yeah, you know what, G, you probably could. And they're probably saying themselves that they could do a better job because this is ridiculous. The ideas that we'll put into Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and apparently so from these couple people that in their little ivory tower playing puppeteer, they ruined this shit, man. Anyway, I wanted to get this info out there because this shit is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous that this is what had to happen for Ubisoft to wake up to not realize that they were on a path that was just really, really bad. So let's see what comes of this. Let's see what happens with Watch Dogs Legion. Let's see what happens with all these games moving forward. Gods and Monsters, Rainbow Six Quarantine, Watch Dogs Legion, like I said. And I wonder what that Ubisoft Montreal game was. I wonder if it was a Splinter Cell game. What else is in their catalog other than it being like a Splinter Cell? Maybe Splinter Cell is going to get delayed until PS5, Xbox Series X. Who knows? 2021 release date. Maybe they were planning on launching it. Nah, I don't know, because they have a lot for this year, so they wouldn't launch it for this year. But, you know, when you see something like Splinter Cell's Maxime Beland, you tend to think, like, are they going to try to resurrect that franchise? And maybe they were going to try to resurrect it with these bullshit mechanics. And they said, whoa, let's pump the brakes. Who knows? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you're thinking about this. Do you think moving these pieces around right now for Ubisoft will benefit the games in the future, or do you think it'll just be the same old shit? Do you think they learned their lesson now, or do you think they'll just move further and further towards like the EA business model with, you know, putting out subpar games, microservices, online services, whatever, service as a game, whatever the hell it's called. So anyway, let me know what you think about this whole situation. And do you think this will benefit Ubisoft moving forward? All right, that is all. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Hit me up in the comments. We'll discuss some things, and I will talk to you in the next video. All right, peace.